Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Fall 2024 Student Senate Town Hall. My name is Nicole Camacho, and I am the chair for the 2024 to 2025 Student Senate. On behalf of all senators, we greatly appreciate you taking the time to join us this evening virtually or in person here at the West Campus. This event is being live streamed on the Pima Engagement YouTube page. A link to the recording will be posted on Pima Engage following this event.
Before we begin our program today, we would like to begin with a land acknowledgement. Pima Community College is on the original homelands of the Tohono O'odham people and the Pasquayaki, who have stewarded this land since time immemorial. The practice of acknowledging the land of these sovereign nations brings to the forefront their enduring connection to this land, regardless of historical and current colonization practices. Let's acknowledge that we'll all benefit from these lands on which we work and learn. I encourage each participant today to learn about the land we inhabit, the tribal communities connected to this land, and the ways in which you can contribute to restorative practices related to land and community.
Thank you, Maritza. Student Senate is responsible for creating a bridge between the student body and the college administration. Events such as this allows us to do just that. Senate hosts a town hall minimum of once a semester. Our goal is to create and maintain open lines of communication between students and leadership. In honor of this goal, I would like to invite the PCC's Vice Chancellor for the student experience, Dr. Irene Robles Lopez, to the stage for a welcome address on behalf of all the PCC's leadership that are here with us today.
Can you all hear me okay? No? Can you all hear me? Okay, perfect. I just wanted to, welcome you all for joining us this afternoon. This really is an important event that we do hold yearly in order to give students and all of our learners the opportunity to ask questions, get information, and really better engage with us as a college community. So we're very, very happy to have all of you joining us, whether you're at home, at work, wherever you may be. Definitely thank you for taking the time to be here. I also would like to thank our student senators. They have taken the time and really just taken that leadership in saying, I want to be a voice for Pima Community College students. I want to be able to bring forward, ideas, thoughts, anything that may help students better engage, persist, retain, and actually complete the goal that they have identified for themselves. So could we please give our senators a round of applause? And then I'd also like to thank the Pima team. We know that without the Pima team, this would not be possible. And so, we have so many people that have been involved in really planning this and making sure that we have all of the resources needed. So thank you to all of you, but especially thank you to our learners. And so any questions that you may have, even after this event is over, if there is a question or something that comes up, an idea, a thought, something that you think would be helpful or that we as a college need to know and would be helpful for us, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are all here because of you, and you are the reason why we do the work that we do. So thank you all so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you so much for that welcome, Dr. Robles Lopez, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. We would like to begin the program of today with introduction of Student Senate cohort. So I'm gonna have Student Senators do introduction quick.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Camacho. My pronouns are she, her. I am currently studying law, and I am currently hold the chair position, and I represent the downtown campus.
everyone. My name is Zamir Azizi. My pronouns are he, him. I'm currently studying cybersecurity, and I'm a student senate for downtown campus. Yeah.
Testing, testing. Can you all hear me? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine. My pronouns are she, her, but I wouldn't mind any other pronouns either. It's whatever works best for you guys. I'm currently studying liberal arts, and I plan to graduate next semester. I currently hold the position of Pima Online Senator and represent Pima Online.
Hello, my name is Agent Corona. I am currently studying game design with a focus on the visual aspect and planning to continue my education here at Pima Community College for the foreseeable future. And I also represent the All College Council.
Hello, my name is Marisa. My pronouns are she, her. I'm currently studying microbiology and plan to graduate in May of 2025. I currently hold the co-chair position and all college council representative and represent West Campus.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? My name is Miguel. I am doing a major on anthropology and a minor on journalism. I currently hold the position of student senator for the East Campus. Thank you.
And then we have just a couple of student senators that weren't able to be present in person tonight. And so for those, we have Chikamzo Nwodo, who he is our Board of Governor representative and our Northwest student senator. We have Francis Latour, who is our Desert Vista student senator, and then Michelle Hands, who is our representative for the adult education program.
Hello. This now leads us to the next section, the audience Q&A. With our in-person attendance, we will have microphone, which is with Connor, where you can pose a question or make a comment. In order to ensure we're able to get to each person who wants to make a comment or pose a question, we will be timing this section. As a parliamentarian, I will assess with timing the remaining questions or comments and our responses. Each person will have 2 minutes to pose their question or make a comment, and we will spend a maximum of 5 minutes answering the question. I'll give 30 seconds warning for questions and comments and answers. Student Senate will try our best to answer questions that are posed. We are thankful to have PCC leadership here today to assess with expert knowledge on topics that may arise.
Earlier this semester, Student Senate created a form for students to submit topics, questions, and comments around their experience at PCC. We will go through each question and provide comments or answers to them. As we mentioned earlier, our goal with today's event is to maintain open lines of communication between students and leadership. We have been fortunate to have leadership from across the college be here this evening to ensure we have the best person at the college to address the student comments and questions. So our first question is, what is Student Senate?
Student Senate is the students. We function to advocate for the common interest of students. We do this by going to PCC administration and leadership on the students' behalf regarding questions, comments, and concerns that students may have about their experience over at Pima. Additionally, we have seats in various committees, councils, and the governing board in order to ensure that student voices are represented, because that's what we are, the voice of the students.
Our next question is, how can I join?
Becoming a student senator is an opportunity for professional development and leadership experiences. A senator term is one academic year from July to June, and applications and elections are open every spring semester with the exception of many vacancies that may open up during the academic year. Each campus can have up to 2 representatives, which include Desert Vista, Downtown, East, Northwest, Online, and West Campus, with the exception of ABECC, which has only 1 representative that they may appoint. Information sessions are hosted every spring semester, or you can talk to any one of us or a student life coordinator if you're interested in joining. Applications and elections are held through Pima Engage.
How can the college best or most effectively communicate with students?
So I would like to answer that question. There's so many ways that you can connect to communicate effectively with students, such as events or great student life or student service. You can also directly reach out to one of our student senates.
What are mental health resources for students?
Hi everyone, thanks for asking that question. So I want to give a couple of different resources how you can connect with wellness services and counseling services at the campus. So there's a couple different places you can go. You can either go to the Pima website under student resources and you can access counseling and resources there. You can also link there in My Pima under the students tab under student resources. So they basically link you to the same information. And it gives information on not only resources here at the college, but also community resources. And I want to remind every student that you have an academic success counselor that resides within student affairs that is assigned to you, depending on your program of study. So I would encourage you all to connect through Pima Connect, your success network, because your counselor is listed there. And that person, if you go through Pima Connect, there's a direct link to schedule an appointment with your counselor. And the counselor can address any academic challenges or personal challenges that a student is going through, which also leads to short-term counseling services that our counselors here at the campus have, or they can connect you to our student wellness assistance program. I brought a flyer, and there's flyers all around the campuses in student life, in the student services center, and probably even in your classrooms that give this information for our student wellness assistance program. This is a 24/7 free service to students for any counseling needs, like the ones I discussed already, but also there's a lot of great information in there just about news articles, webinars that can connect you with wellness activities, information on childcare, finances. So it's not just if you're struggling, but also just some great information. And again, the service is 24/7. You can connect there through Pima, My Pima, or the Pima website. And if there is a need for more long-term counseling services, you can get connected with a counselor and get some free sessions that are through the college. So if there's any questions, otherwise, yeah, check it out. Thank you.
I'm going to steal the mic for just a moment and layer on to all the great information that she just shared with you. Hi, everybody. Lori Kirsta Joseph with Adult Basic Ed. And I just want to note that all students at Pima, every student, no matter what program they're in, if they're Adult Basic Ed, if they're non-credit, if they're credit, those resources are available to them. But I do want to note that information about an academic advisor, if it doesn't show up So our adult ed students, their academic advisors don't necessarily show up in my Pima, but they do all have a student success coach, and they can ask about that at their learning center. And I know that our non-credit students may also have access to a navigator. So I just want to say, if you're a student listening in and you're like, I don't see an advisor, talk to your teacher, talk to someone at your location, and they can point you to this information as well.
Thank you so much. The next question is, what is the process for filing a discrimination complaint?
Thank you for asking me to come. My name's David Parker. I have the areas of enterprise risk management, ethics and compliance, and Title IX. And so I've also been one of the criterion leads for our accreditors' review of the ethical and responsible conduct. And out of all of that, I got the opportunity to lead the efforts to see how we could improve our complaints processes. So a couple of places that you can go immediately. There is a student complaints admin procedure, AP 3.31.01. I never thought I'd memorize that number, but I now know it. Has a matrix in it that talks about, for any kind of a complaint that you may have, where do you go, how do you make it, and what's the appeal process if you're not happy with the outcome. We have another admin procedure related to everything discrimination, harassment, or retaliation. It's another AP number, 2.03.01. It is the longest AP in the entire list because it's based upon federal regs and all the things we have to include. You can read it. You'll probably go to sleep reading it. The easiest answer is just talk to one of the people who's involved in the process. To try and make that easier, we have added to the homepage under About Pima a complaint process link that takes you to a homepage that has a page for the Office of Dispute Resources, for student complaints, and for Title IX. There is a new webpage that links from that talks about the resolution information that we can provide, separates the concepts of a report for something that is more student conduct or employee code of conduct, an appeal or a review, and the most common thing you think of is a great appeal, but there's lots of others. And then there's a piece for employee grievances, and then everything else is a complaint. And many of those are resolved very informally. We just talk to somebody, we come up with a solution, it's done. Those are the best kinds. But if you need to go to a formal complaint process, it talks there about what it is and how we try and communicate. You can make complaints by making a phone call, by sending an email, by going to the hotline, by calling the Office of Dispute Resources. By the way, they have 2 brand new investigators. They're just learning. Be patient with them. Tell them what the issue is. They'll get the answer and get back to you. They're learning very quickly. You can call my office as the Chief Compliance Officer for the college. You can call Student Affairs, Student Conduct. You can report through, we call it the hotline or ethics point. You can do that anonymously. And we have an option that you can stay anonymous to us, but we can get back in touch with you by going through the service. We will never know who you are, but that gives us a way to get more information and go back and forth. You can send an email to the Office of Dispute Resources, and they will get it to the right place. You can give them a call. You can actually call the hotline service by an 800 number, and they'll fill it out for you. There are many ways to get it into the system, and there's many ways for you to just find out information. We ask people to not wait until they get really, really frustrated. If there's something that you think needs to have a resolution, get hold of us right away. One of the things I'm noticing recently is people get really frustrated in the middle of the night. They send something in through the hotline or the Office of Dispute Resources, and then they don't want to talk to anybody after that. We'd rather have that conversation early and find a way to help resolve it. I know that I just went a little bit long, but this is kind of a wide open question, so I wanted to make sure I answered the question well and answered everything that you had in mind.
Thank you.
one last thing. While we would always hope that you want to talk to us first, you can always go to any of the regulatory agencies. You can go to the accreditor. All of those items on that resolution information page, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll find links to any of them as well. And it's perfectly acceptable to go that route first if you choose to.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. Our next question is, what is the campus restaurant scheduled to be finished?
Yeah, so this is over at Desert Vista campus, and I feel bad because the last time we talked about this at the town hall, we said October, and now we're pushing it to February. But the information I'm getting is we've had some changes in our culinary. We're one chef short. But whenever you have a restaurant, there's a lot of moving pieces with that as far as, yeah, it'll run by students, but when are the faculty, when are they going to teach? So what we're looking or exploring is partnering with some people from the community that run restaurants and trying to figure out a way we can make this work. And so the restaurant is complete. It's ready to go. We've got some things going on, but we're shooting for February to open up that restaurant. Thank you.
Thank you. In light of recent backlash against diversity, equality, and inclusion in legislation across the U.S., what is Pima as an institution doing to support students who are in these targeted communities, such as queer/trans, undocumented/refugee, indigenous, and other at-risk students?
So I'll take that question. Can you hear me? Hi, my name is Yolanda Gonzalez, and I serve as a program manager in the Office of College and Community Cultural Connection, and I'm here representing Dr. Brian Stewart. So, wow, I'm gonna stand over here. So, fortunately, that those bills, the 5 of those bills introduced regarding this matter have failed to pass. So that's a good thing, or they've been vetoed, so that's really good. And this has enabled us to uphold our current policies and practices here at Pima Community College. So we will continue to fulfill the mission of the college by empowering every learner every day to achieve their educational goals. At Pima Community College, we wholeheartedly embrace, celebrate, and nurture the diverse backgrounds, perspectives, and contributions of our students, faculty, staff, and administrators. Our institution serves to position itself as a beacon of opportunity, actively promoting social justice through mindful commitments and meaningful actions. So the Office of the College and Community Cultural Connection, which is now C4 for short, previously known as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, is dedicated to fostering an inclusive environment where students from underserved communities can experience a sense of belonging. We engage in various initiatives in collaboration with both internal and external organizations, all designed to cultivate a respectful and aware community. These efforts have been essential in creating spaces that facilitate dialogue, understanding, and community development. Under the C4 umbrella, we offer services and resources intended to educate and raise awareness about the barriers faced by LGBTQ+, undocumented and refugee, indigenous, and other at-risk populations. And then our centers and services include the Immigrant and Refugee Student Resource Center, which is located at the downtown campus, but serves all students across the all campuses. And then we also have initiatives focused on social justice, equity, diversity, and access, tribal and indigenous relations. And then we also have the affinity groups, and I'll talk a little bit more about that right now. We also offer the Pima Caligo program, which is an immigration referral program for all students and families, as well as under the C4 umbrella is the Honors and Phi Theta Kappa programs and the Culture of Care initiative that's embedded into our strategic plan now. And then the C4 office sponsors different events. For example, the EGTS Summit, that's the Ethnic Gender Transborder Studies Sociology Summit, and collaborates with faculty and programs such as Student Life, which plays a critical role in delivering student programming. You all know that. Our Hispanic Serving Institution Initiative and our recent Seal of Excelencia, a national certification recognizing our efforts to enhance Latino student success, are notable achievements. So that just recently happened. So we're really proud of that. Collaborations with the Teaching and Learning Center is another partnership. The Office of Employee Development, so we work closely with HR to offer professional development. The Men of Color initiatives and Access and Disability Services are also a vital, are vital to fostering a sense of community within the college and enhancing our ability to serve students effectively. And then one of our newest initiatives is the Affinity Networks, and that's for employees, but these networks are really excited and looking forward to networking with student clubs and connecting with you all to get, to move forward in some of the projects that are pending. Also, our C4 office invites all students to provide feedback and suggestions. And Dr. Stewart, who serves as the Chief Cultural Impact Officer, maintains an open door policy, and he loves to hear from you all. So if you're ever at the Northwest campus, because that's where he's at, please feel free to stop in, say hello to him, provide him with any feedback or any concerns you have, or just shoot him an email or give me a call, and we'll connect you. But thank you so much.
Thank you for answering that question. Our next question is, what advice do you have for students who want to leave their interactions with staff feeling more confident and fully informed about their next steps?
Thank you. Great question. So my name is David Ariano, and I serve as the Acting Vice President of Student Affairs. And so what I like about this question is I want to help empower you through that question. And so I think of three things that I think all students should think about prior to their interaction, whether it's an academic advisor, financial aid advisor, just anyone here at the college. Is first advice I would give is be prepared. So come with a list of questions that you have to your advising session or anybody you're interfacing with. Have maybe some clear objectives, whether it's like, one, I want to register for a class, I want to check the status of my financial aid, I want to apply for veterans benefits, whatever it may be. And so having a plan and questions combined and relaying that up front to your advisor is very, very helpful, and it will help the advisor know how to best assist you. Second, I would say ask clarifying questions. And so ask those questions until you feel you're comfortable with the answers, they make sense to you, and you're able to move on to that next step, or you feel fulfilled in that answer. And so the third step I would say is, or tip I would say, is to recap your conversations. Go through, talk about what you covered in that meeting with the advisor, talk about next steps. Just make sure that you have a clear understanding. It also gives the advisor an opportunity to make sure if we've missed anything, we can add it in there before you walk away. Because at the end of the day, we want all students to come in for whatever service they're needing, to get the information they need, to get their questions answered, and to walk away with clear next steps of what they need to do. And so that's what I would recommend to all students.
Thank you. Our next question is, why do vending machines always have problems working?
And then we were hoping to turn this question over to some of our campus VPs present. Anybody care to answer?
I know, Nina, I know we've had some conversations about this, but there is a process. I don't know, Nina, do you feel comfortable kind of sharing that? You did a great job with me, yeah. No, they gave me the mic.
Well, I know there was an issue at Desert Vista recently that Edgar got involved in. My name is Nina Corson, and I'm the vice president at our downtown campus. And I'm not aware of any vending machine problems there. If there were, please tell me. But the vending machines are operated through a vendor called Prestige Vending, and the college does not manage that contract directly. Rather, our bookstore manages the contract for us. College also does not manage the bookstores. If you don't know, that's managed by a company called Barnes & Noble College. It's part of Barnes & Noble. So Barnes & Noble contracts with Prestige Vending, and if there is a problem with the vending machine, you should bring it to the attention of someone in the bookstore. Now, be honest with you, the bookstore has a lot of part-time employees that sometimes turn over. And if the bookstore, someone in the bookstore says that's not us, they are incorrect. They just don't know. So ask to speak to the manager. And if there's not a manager, ask them if they can call another manager. And then they'll get the books, like the Prestige Vending people out to fix the machines. So I do know what happened at Desert Vista. At Desert Vista, they had a new food machine, right? And it wasn't accepting like the credit card payment. And a student wanted food, they were hungry. And the credit card payment thing wasn't working. As it turns out, I didn't know this, I learned this. For the credit card to work, the vending machine has to be able to hook up to the Wi-Fi. And for some reason, it had got disconnected from the Wi-Fi. So once we got the right people involved, they sent Prestige Vending out, they were able to just kind of reset the Wi-Fi, and it worked just fine. We do want the vending machines to work for you all. I know that our bookstores that sell a little more food are open very limited hours, so we see the vending machine as a way for students who take classes late at night or on the weekend to be able to have access to some food and drink. So please do let somebody know if a vending machine's not working. I would start with the bookstore. If you're not getting help, feel free to come to one of the vice president's offices and we'll help you out.
There's actually a phone number on the machine too. Sometimes it's difficult to find, but
Yeah, right. Cool. Is there a follow-up? Yeah.
So the contract with Barnes & Noble covers their subcontracting with Prestige?
Yeah, so Barnes & Noble in their contract, they're required to provide vending services. Like you see out here, there's some vending machines right there. They have chosen rather to do that themselves. They're subcontracting it out to Prestige. You know, I think we used to. I think we still do. Like some small percentage of all the bookstore sales is what we get from Barnes & Noble instead of charging them rent for the space. Yeah.
Thank you for answering the question. Our next question is, what is the college doing to address the lack of Wi-Fi at West Campus?
Good evening, everyone. Aubrey Conover, Vice President here at the West Campus. As you know, these beautiful buildings built with lots of concrete make Wi-Fi a little challenging. So what we have done, especially in this area, you've noticed, and hopefully you've noticed it's a little bit better, we have worked with IT to do kind of a booster signal where we can identify areas that's physically possible. One of our big headaches for any of you who helped out during welcoming students in, right at the entrance, sucks. And so students are trying to find their classes and they're trying to, I can't find my class and they can't bring up it on their cell phone. It is really difficult in that space just because of the amount of concrete that's there to get a signal into that space. That being said, if you have other areas where students have struggled and you can let me know, I'll meet with IT and we'll do an analysis. If there's any way that we can boost the signal, we will. There's just some physical limitations because of the construction.
Thank you. Our last question is, or our second to last question is, what is the college doing to offer affordable food at all campuses?
And then we're also hoping to turn this one over to campus VPs as well. Anybody like to touch?
I'll start it. My name is Jade Bourne. I'm the campus vice president for the East Campus. Next month, I will be here 1 year. And thank you. What was very clear to me by attending these meetings and listening to students is the bookstore's not meeting the needs of students with regard to food. Their hours are limited, their opportunities are limited that they have in there. So we've made a commitment starting this past fall at the East Campus to have food trucks out as many times as we can every month. And so I have brought the calendar for October. And so if you want to enjoy some of our food trucks that we have at the East Campus, we're not that far from here. I'm joking a little bit. We're a bit out there. But it is very easy. So my administrative assistant has made contacts with every food vendor in Tucson known to man. And so she has gotten commitments to them to come out every month. And we've got those days scheduled. And it is working very well. And the biggest, biggest shopper from our food trucks is our faculty and staff. They love it. And our students do as well. And the lines, get a little bit long, so we've had 2 trucks out at one time. So for example, this October we had Taco Heaven out for 4 days. We had Special Eats out for 1 day, and then we had 420 Taco out today. And they will also be out on the 23rd and the 30th. I know they're trying to do something similar at Northwest, and I know the other VPs have thought about doing the same. And so we will share our contacts with the other vice presidents to see if we might be able to coordinate together and do something like that if they're interested. So thanks.
Yeah, and we've struggled, to be honest, with food trucks at West. We've had them and there hasn't been a demand. That doesn't mean we can't try again. I am going to wait, and honestly, until the construction's done because we've lost so much parking right now. But in January and February, we're always willing to give it a shot. Within the cafeteria area, we've struggled. Across the country, there's been a struggle about getting food choices for students. And one of the challenges we face is that we'll work with the bookstore and the cafeteria. We'll try something new. For example, salads. Everyone's like, oh, we need healthier options. And part of it is because it's something new. Maybe students aren't aware of it. It's not part of their traditions to get a salad. But what we hear from the bookstore is we tried for a month and we threw away 80% of them. And there's like, we just can't keep that going. There's just such a loss. So again, it's not something that we can't try again, but maybe partnering with you all, we can think of a campaign strategy, maybe at the start of the semester, hey, we've got healthy options, to try and get people into the mindset that this is available, and that might help. So we're absolutely willing to explore those things. One last thing, and it builds on food a little bit, is we do have the Aztec Food Pantry, and that's just a support for students who are in need for some support with food, hygiene items. They do a great job over here, so please encourage folks, if you're ever in need or know somebody who's in need, they're here to help support students who are struggling in those areas. So, and then Nina had one more.
I did building off the food pantry that the Aztec Resource Center provides. At the downtown campus, we've been able to host Market on the Move once a month. If you're not familiar with Market on the Move, they provide a large box. It's about 60 pounds of food for $10. It's drive-through. It's once a month. You drive through. You don't get to choose. Like, you just pop your trunk open and they put a big box of food in, so you get whatever they happen to have. But that is a low-cost food option for students in the community. We open it up to all the community and our students to drive through and participate in that. Sometimes we have found that students don't have a car, and then therefore they can't do the drive-through, right? And 60 pounds of food is a lot to carry to class or to carry on the bus with you. So when Market on the Move comes out to our campus, they offer a smaller box They set up a special table right along our brick walkway through the middle of campus, and the smaller box is only $5. And it actually has a whole lot of food in it as well. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Presidents. Our last question is, why did you choose to come to PCC?
It seems I'm going to be answering that question for my fellow senators. Personally, I chose to come to Pima Community College because I feel that the environment here compared to universities is just a lot more comfortable, and I guess it's easier to find the resources I need in comparison to universities, especially when it comes to picking my classes. I already know that advisors struggle to find time to meet with all the students, so I just find it easier to get classes. But I wouldn't lie also if I said that I didn't enjoy the low cost to get a higher education in comparison to university as well. I'm not saying that as a way to say that I don't appreciate university. I understand that there are also a lot of opportunities at U of A or NAU or what's the other school? Oh, at ACU as well. I just personally think that Pima was the right choice for me.
Oh, I would like to add something. Can you hear me well? No, right? Right there? Is that better? All right, I'll just talk louder. Nope. There we go. Is this better? Yes. I think it's exactly that. It's the community. And for me, it's all about the small things that make this community so great. I remember going to the East Campus, trying to check it out, see how it is when I first moved to Tucson. And it was the smallest things of asking where the cafeteria was or what were the options for food there. And everyone was always so kind. And I think it's exactly that made me say, yes, this is a community I want to be part of.
Thank you for sharing that. Does it work? Does it work now? Very well. I also like to add to that, and while I do agree that the community of this community college is great, my personal reason why is because of history, specifically my family history. For some time now, as I've been told by my older siblings, they all have attended Pima community colleges here when we moved to Arizona. However, none of them were able to complete a full 2-year or 4-year program and courses. And they've always been encouraging me to be the one in the family to complete college. That's what they've always wanted to do. And even though they haven't had the chance or opportunity to continue, they wish for me to finish and continue it. And despite in current situations of mind where it may seem dark and bleak, college is my light. It is where I go to be happy, to learn. I've met many great people here, and I cannot wait to continue my education within this community college system, and we'll see what will happen in years to come.
And would any of our other student senators like to answer that question? Okay. And then just real quick then, we do have a little bit of time. We'll be able to come back to it at the end, but does anybody in the audience have any questions that they'd like to ask to the student senators? Okay for now? All right.
Sorry. Thank you to all the students who submitted a question through our form. The next section of the program will be our campus updates. During this time, we will each have 5 minutes to share an update on what has been occurring this semester at our respective campuses, as well as an update on what we have been doing as a campus senator during our term. In preparation for this town hall, we each had a sit-down meeting with our vice president to discuss the campus and any projects or initiatives that are occurring at our campus. Nicole Kamako, downtown campus senator and Senate Chair, will start us off with this section. Excuse the butchering of names. I'm not great with pronunciation.
Hello, everyone. I represent downtown campus, and there has been a lot of updates at my campus. First is facilities. There's lots of parking lot repairs off of Speedway, delayed due to monsoon damage, expected to complete soon. The fountain update in the front of the campus, rocks were changed and the water drain due to misuse by the public. And also we've been updating the ST West building. Remodeling is in progress and it is expected to take about a year. It has been previously limited to residential classes due to the space and constraints. Science classes will now be traditionally taught, replacing the self-paced formats, which was not well received by students. Grass and sprinkler system repaired. Winter grass seeding to be done when the weather cools off. Campus amenities. A 3-sided tilt cocktail arcade machine will be added for student use in the advanced manufacturing building in the second floor student hangout area. The new 3-sided tilt cocktail arcade machine will be comfortably usable for wheelchair users too, and it would be a fun game machine to play for students. There is also a ping pong table as well. There is also soft seating and couches that will be installed for students' use soon.
Thank you so much, Nicole. I just want to, my name is Zamir from downtown campus. I just want to add on updates. I had a meeting with my vice president of downtown campus, our amazing vice president. So we have a couple of updates. We have a new student welcome carnival planned for October 25th from 5 to 9 p.m. We also had a chancellor welcome. It was held on 10th of this month on Advanced Manufacturers Room. And also, I have an update about bike path. The 9th Avenue bike route will be connected to the campus once the speedway parking lot is repaired, improving bike safety, and it will go from inside the campus, which would be great for bike usage. We also have our enrollment went up by 13%, particularly in applied technology programs. And also, if you have seen the flags in downtown campus, we had a 50th anniversary of downtown campus. So that was amazing. And also, I have a safety update. We had a great positive feedback regarding campus police presence. They've been working hard in keeping the campus safe to use. We greatly appreciate them. And also, here comes my favorite update from bookstore. We have new students Wake Up Wednesday, which will be, so every Wednesday we'll have $1 coffee, cappuccinos or hot tea of any size of their choice. So it's gonna be every Wednesday. And also we have new products. We have Art of Tea line with 16 different hot tea flavors. So stop by anytime in bookstore. We also have more sandwiches and healthier option. They also added health and beauty items such as eye drops, shampoos, medicines. And also they'll be having new coffee supplier coming soon. And last but not least, I want to mention that the bookstore Instagram page is in development. So if you don't want to miss any discount or anything, please follow the Downtown Campus Bookstore Instagram page. And also, there are new cupcakes available on campus. They're amazing. So whenever you're in Downtown Campus, you should try it. Well, yeah, thank you so much.
Hello, I'll be reading the updates for Desert Vista Campus. Desert Vista Campus hosted a Student Life Pima Leadership Institute program called the Emerging Leaders Student Summit last Friday with 50 participants. It was a successful day with presentations, discussions, and awards. As we heard earlier, the culinary restaurant / kitchen is set to open in February. Desert Vista is hosting a spring festival in March to accompany the opening and community event.
Is this, oh, it works now. Yes, can you hear me well? All right, good. Well, yes, as the Student Center of the East Campus, I am pleased to share updates on some exciting projects and developments taking place on our campus, all of which I gathered after a productive meeting with the East Campus Vice President, Dr. Dearborn. First, in the realm for distinguished cybersecurity and IT team, we're proud to host the Cyber Warfare Range, which offers students direct hands-on experience in a vital and growing field. East Campus hosts a student server room managed by Pima students who ensure the smooth operation of platforms like D12 and Blackboard across the district, including managing all online courses. In public safety, we continue to lead with our top-tier training programs. Our Justice Professions Associate of Applied Science degree is among the few applied sciences programs that transfer directly to the University of Arizona's Bachelor's of Applied Science Criminal Justice program. There are plans underway to expand our classroom capacity at the East Campus in order to reallocate off-campus public safety programs and certificates to the main campus in the near future. Our focus also remains on increasing access and opportunity. The college is working to ensure students can complete their general education degree courses on each of the 5 branch campuses without having to travel to other instructional sites around Tucson, improving the course offerings and expanding the schedule to fully accommodate student needs. This will certainly help boost enrollment and ensure more students graduate on time. The East Campus continues to work on improving the facilities and infrastructure, including upgrading HVAC to ensure more efficient cooling and heating, with completion expected by spring this year. Additionally, the installation of new smartboards and whiteboards is underway, improving classroom resources, particularly for math classrooms. And because we know how important coffee is to all of us, we're very excited to announce the addition of a brand new coffee vending machine by the end of this term. The machine will be offering cappuccino-sized coffees and more options when the bookstore is closed in the evenings and on the weekends. And lastly, we continue to promote student engagement with student activities, student groups and clubs, and the availability of food trucks on campus. We're excited about these developments and remain committed to creating a supportive and enriching environment for all students. I remain dedicated to listening to student needs, and together we will continue to build a stronger Pima Community College East Campus community. Thank you.
Chica couldn't make it today, and he's the senator for Northwest Campus, so I'll be updating you guys. There will be student events. One of them, which is the Pride Relay, is approaching soon, along with Northwest Get Spooky, which is another big event. We've also got some exciting food options. A food truck is available in the parking lot on Mondays and Thursdays from 10:30 a.m. to around 2 to 2:30, depending on food availability. There's also a sandwich vendor who comes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the cafeteria. Holiday season celebrations. We'll be hosting celebrations from around the world showcasing various cultural celebrations from November through December. Students and staffs will be invited to participate by showing how they celebrate during the holiday season. More information about this will be released soon. Club formation process. For students interested in starting a club, they can contact Student Life to begin the process. Key requirements include a class president, a student, a club advisor, facility or staff member to oversee activities and help with approvals. Other roles like club secretary and treasurer through the president and advisor are essential. The advisor must be a facility or staff member, and clubs can be campus specific or operate across campuses, depending on the needs of the members. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I will definitely be checking out the food trucks for sure, honestly. But before I started with mine, I just wanted to thank you all for coming out here for like taking time out of your day just to be here. I know this is a very long meeting, so I just thank you. I feel really honored to be able to share some updates from my campus of Pima Online, and hopefully I'll be able to answer some questions in the future if any of you have any. So for context, currently we have 45% of the enrollment at the college online. All the other campuses total to 55%. Last fall, 2023, there were over 6,000 students who were exclusively online, which means they were not taking any in-person or hybrid classes. For the entire year, like fall, spring, summer, we had 9,900 students who were exclusively online. With a large amount of students enrolled at Pima Online in some way, I feel that feedback for students is crucial for the campus's success. With that being said, I would like to announce that from October 30th to November 1st, Pima Online is hosting the 5th annual Pima Online Educators Conference. This conference is virtual and includes several opportunities to hear from PCC students. One of the key highlights is every year in the student panel occurs every morning, and it has nearly 300 faculty and staff attending the conference each year. Another update is the Strive Online Title V grant, which has entered its second year. The grant document outlines a 5-year plan to enhance online student support and success through various strategies. Some of these include staffing, technology implementation, peer mentoring, and faculty development. The goal of this is to boost student success, specifically Hispanic and first-generation students. The total award of the grant is $3 million. And then there's my next personal favorite update from my campus, which is a new technology being implemented in a small number of online courses in spring 2025, which will be starting in January, so that students can be able to connect with other students based on different interests. These are called virtual communities. An example of this would be a community where anyone taking REA 091, which is a reading course, could connect on this platform with each other. Another update is the priority survey of online learners, which was administered previously in spring 2024. The results are currently being assessed by different Pima groups and departments. 850 students completed the survey and were able to provide comments as needed. Pima Online is currently using this survey to inform future initiatives. A new committee is also started, the Distance Education Community, which is meeting monthly starting this fall. This committee, led by the Dean of Distant Education, is composed of faculty, department heads, and members of the Pima Online team. The goal of this is to support Pima students and offer quality online courses. The committee offers recommendations of ways to improve online learning and helps disseminate information related to online teaching and learning through the college. And finally, AI is becoming a very hot topic for Pima Online and just for Pima in general. The Dean of Distant Education is co-leading the AI task force at Pima, which is working with stakeholders throughout college on ways to integrate AI into our institutional and operational processes, which includes teaching and learning. If anyone would like to be included in college work on AI, you could email Josie Milliken, sorry for the pronunciation, at glmilliken, MILLIKEN, at pima.edu.
Thank you so much, Jasmine, for sharing the updates. Michelle couldn't make it today, so I'll update on behalf of her from the ABIC program. So student resource fairs happened at the three learning centers today, October 8th, Wednesday, October 9th, and Thursday, October 10th, and were a great success. Close to 200 students came through and got information from college resources, including workforce, ADR, financial aid, and CDL programs, as well as community resources for housing, job finding, and health and related information from the health department. Flu and COVID vaccinations were available at 2 of the 3 fairs, and close to 80 participants received either the flu or the COVID or both vaccines. Third annual Dia de Muertos Community Altar, Tuesday, October 29th, the El Pueblo Center, 5 to 7:30 p.m. Sorry for the pronunciation. Student Halloween costume contents, all 3 learning centers, Thursday, October 31st, during the daytime and evening classes. And yeah, that was it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that update, Samir. I wanted to provide some updates about West Campus. We're looking at a couple possible expansions of student life with the AG19 room and also the Veterans Center. We will be updating the cafeteria area, so this room here and the cafe. We'll be adding some game tables such as foosball or possibly ping pong, and moving the IRSRC to this area, which is the Immigration and Refugee Center. And we'll be adding some healthier food options to the cafe. Some parking updates. We are adding a row of compact car parking, as well as some motorcycle parking under the covered areas. And also exploring the possibility of covering the northwest side of the parking lot in front of West Campus.
Thank you for those reports. I also like to add on that, as we know, at the West Campus, there's a new construction happening around the H building. The newly constructed buildings will open up more classrooms for those students who are in the health degree programs, as well as for the facilities maintenances are currently assessing the handicap buttons around the campus, as well as replacing the ones that do not work. Thank you. Thank you all for those updates. I would also like to thank all of our campus vice presidents for making time for us in order to prepare this event and ensuring that students' needs and concerns are a top priority. Before we end today's event, are there any more comments or questions from the audience?
Hello. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So my name is Dr. Dolores Duran Cerda, and I'm Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs here at the college. And I'd like to thank you all. You thanked us for being here, but we want to thank you for your voices in representing all of our students and those who are joining us virtually too. Thank you for joining us and listening to the student voice, because it is key. That's why we're all here, and that's for you. So thank you for sharing that. So you may wonder what a provost is or does. Do you know what a provost is? So I oversee, I'll tell you, I oversee all of academic affairs. So that means teaching and learning, the faculty, the deans, the different divisions. So that's all under me, as well as accreditation and assessment, Pima Online, dual enrollment, faculty affairs. So all of that is under me, and I really enjoyed hearing your comments, and just know that part of our mission at the college is to focus on the student voice, as I said, elevate it, and also focusing on being student ready as an institution, not expecting students to be college ready, but we need to be student ready. So keep that in mind and know that all of us here, administrators, staff, faculty, we're here for you, and if you have any questions, come reach out to us. So I personally hold office hours at the campuses throughout the semester, so you may see emails or flyers about when I'll be here, so it's open to everybody, students, staff, faculty, anyone. So I just wanted to share that with you, and thank you again for your role for speaking on behalf of all students. Thank you.
All right, and I did just want to circle back with our student senators to one question there. So obviously with kind of an ever-changing landscape, we're trying to reach as many students as possible. But so how do y'all think the college can best or most effectively communicate with students? Do you have any examples that you can think of that we can share out?
I believe that the D2L homepage, their announcement board, would be an easier way to reach students, because every student does have to log into D2L at some point to check on their classes. Also, every student has a cell phone, pretty much. So maybe opting in for a text message, notifications, or something to just kind of let the students know that there are things happening at campus, or at any of the campuses, and that would probably reach most students.
I would also like to add on to this. I really feel that the text messaging option was a great option. I know that there's an app called Remind that will let students choose in order to receive the text option of receiving announcements and such. But I would also like to add the possibility of making the flyers at campuses maybe a little bit larger or more present in areas that students will be able to see as they're walking to class. I know that sometimes in a rush, I will not be looking at the student life announcements over there. I will instead be staring at the things on the wall as I run to my next class. That's all for me. Thank you.
I think a very efficient way are in-person events. Me and Zamir tabled last week for the town hall to get questions and more information about our campus and what we need more help on. And we got a lot of feedback, and I'm very grateful that I talked to students and I know what's going on at our campus. So I think it's a very efficient way to table and interact with students in person. Thank you.
I just want to add on that I think one of the greatest way to communicate with students would be through email, obviously, and D2L, and also like if the instructor and professors recommend flyers and events to the students, that'd be a great idea. That way, the students would know if they like don't see flyers on the campus. That would be also a way to connect with the students. Thank you so much.
Those are all great suggestions and feedbacks. Going with Marisa, the announcements section on D2L I find is very underutilized. There could be more potential, such as posting reminders for when assignments are due, as usually the students would have to scroll more down to see the calendar subsection, which is smaller and not easily visible in most cases. I also agree that having some sort of opt-in optional text messaging system that can be utilized by students for those with phones, as well as a possible idea would be for the lack of students that don't have the time to look at flyers, to have a weekly post of the flyers that have been put on by us at Student Life that can recap all the events or announcements that the flyers have presented for the week. And as for more communications with students, faculty, or their professors, I believe going back to what I said earlier, having a weekly recap of what has been taught in the classroom as well as any upcoming assignments so that students are very aware of the assignments that have to be done on time.
Okay, if there are no more additional questions, then we can move on to the end of today's event. Thank you again for your questions, comments, and or presence. We are now going to move to the end of today's event.
We are now at the end of today's event. Thank you again to everyone that was able to join us virtually and in person here at West Campus. We greatly appreciate the support we have received from faculty, staff, and administration at Pima with regards to today's event. In addition to this, thank you to all our fellow students who took the time to submit questions, join us virtually, and come here to the West Campus today to attend the town hall.
Student Senate represents the interests of PCC students. Don't forget you have the opportunity to have your voice heard at the beginning of each regular meeting and can attend all Student Senate meetings. Our meetings are hosted virtually on Mondays from 2 to 3. Our next working meeting is scheduled for Monday, October 28th from 2 to 3 p.m. You can access our meeting schedule, upcoming events, upcoming agendas, and meeting minutes on our Pima Engage page. You may also contact us directly through our Pima Engage page or visit your local Student Life Center to obtain your student senator's contact information. With that last update, the Student Senate Fall 2024 Town Hall has now concluded. There are snacks and drinks for all to enjoy. This event has been recorded and will be accessible via our Pima Engage page and through the Pima Student Engagement YouTube page. Thank you.